How about
But
Alabama? Get to play Georgia next week in the SEC championship game. We still got a shot at the playoffs.
are they just kind of on the outside? I mean, obviously, if they beat Georgia, that
No,
they're
right now, no, but we're the last ratings we were like number 10, which is we were projected to go to the playoff last week. So winning yesterday should pretty much solidify whether we beat Georgia or not in the SEC championship game. We should still be in the top 12, I feel like. But so yeah,
I see. I see.
yeah, and
Uh,
then
uh,
yeah.
because so you beat Georgia, you're probably in. I was just a
No, if we beat
probably.
Georgia, I mean, we might get a first round bye. But
Oh,
if we
oh,
even if we lose to Georgia, we still should be in the playoff. Yes.
I see. Yeah, I was thinking about like diving into that today, but maybe. I mean, 'cause I know Texas is on the bubble. You know,
No, Texas is out. A&M's got beat
eh,
by Texas, but Texas is still out. Really, Texas don't have a shot.
see, that's not what the headline was this morning. I mean, most likely yes, but they're out. But
They've
they're
already got
trying.
three losses. Texas has three
That's
losses, right?
well, see, that's what they're trying. That's like what they're arguing is
They're nine
that
and three. They're not in
is
there.
that the three losses were to good teams. So,
It doesn't matter. You got three losses. You're not going
yeah.
to put them ahead of a two-loss team like Alabama
Well,
or
okay.
Georgia or Miami for Greg's Miami. Those two-loss teams right there. You're not going to put a three-loss Texas over those guys. I don't feel like.
You wouldn't think, but I mean, if it's some freaking Sisters of the Poor two-loss or one-loss team from a weak-ass conference, I mean, who? And if at the end of the day it's about money, who's
Yeah,
gonna,
no,
the
Texas not.
entire state of Texas would be tuning in
I'm
to
going to
what?
call it right now. New England goes through Denver AFC final.
Oh, like that,
New
like.
England at Denver.
Oh, then
AFC
New
championship.
England loses that game.
That was Billy. I thought that was my computer.
We're just
Yeah.
What up,
talking.
Bentley?
What's up, brother?
How are the Patriots 10-2? And
Yeah,
Denver now, what I just like woke up
we
and then
took a time machine. We went
what's
back.
crazy is that remember, didn't it just feel like 2 weeks ago we were saying like, oh yeah, Denver, what's going on, man? Oh yeah, they're no good. What's going on? And what the hell, dude? Is the season already almost over? That fast? Everything? It's unbelievable. But I'm really impressed with the Patriots. They are playing solid fundamental football. And of course, Denver, you got Sean Payton there. Look at their record. And they're winning these tight games. And
Yeah.
and if they get home field
Defense,
advantage, there's
baby.
no excuse.
Hey,
And you know what's really crazy? All the teams we were all saying are going to go to the AFC. They're Bills, KC, Ravens,
Yeah, nothing.
the
Yeah,
Chargers.
nothing. Yeah.
What the hell, man? All these guys are just like shit now. It's like, did the bus pass them up already now? Are we now in the new generation?
hey,
Hey,
Ben.
man in the shower, check it out. What did I say at the beginning of the season? You knew I was rooting on your Chargers. You knew I was on that back. I just can't believe what a couple games did to you guys. And I couldn't believe it. What a
Yeah.
couple games and also injuries. Jeez Louise, you guys, injuries.
That's it. And let me ask you guys a question now with NFC. Where the hell did this come from? Are the Bears for real?
Yeah, I
Dude,
don't know
we
about
have
that, man. Yeah.
Bentley. We have so much to dive into. Bentley, hey, do you got a light? You're
Yeah,
kind of
I'm gonna turn it on when the show starts. Yeah.
no, go. What's that? Yeah, I'm
Why not?
walking around NoHo. I'm not sure, like what. You can't see the exact time. What time is it right now? Okay, 8:30. Go ahead and turn it on, Bentley. And then Greg and Alex, you guys there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep.
What's happening?
Hey, good morning, guys.
I gotta give a shout out to my Bronco boys. I couldn't talk to you last week. What happened?
I know that was awful.
Amazing.
You guys
Hey,
called it. You called it.
And we're just on Zoom, so we're not necessarily live. We're just recording today. So just G Unit, scoot to your left. Just make sure, there you go. Just get the old logo covered
Okay.
up.
I need to get a new background. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Can we agree now? It's time for Lamar to hang up the cleats.
What? Next level.
Only if you'll agree it's time for Justin Herbert to hang up the cleats.
Greg Vaughn, are you there?
Yep.
How's it going?
It's going.
How's
What's going
your
on?
How's your
What's up,
Thanksgiving?
Greg?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
What's up, Gregory?
What's happening?
Chilling like a villain, baby.
So
Nice.
we decided. So this is the last, really the last week of the Zooms. So I'm just walking around freaking Magnolia Street in North Hollywood because even though I pay for like the best internet you can get, it still is not working for these Zoom calls. It just keeps
Because
cutting
you're
in and
in
out.
LA there, Shotgun. Because you're in LA.
Probably why. Literally.
Well, when you're coming through fine walking around, it's just when you're in the wherever you're at when you're in the room, it doesn't come through. But
That's what I mean. And that's literally hardwired. The best internet you can buy for like our apartment building, hardwired, like plugged in, and that's what we get. Like, so I'm better off walking
they
around.
want you to go to the Starbucks or something to use the internet or something.
That's
Hey,
funny that you
Shotgun,
say
you know
that.
who you look like right now? You look like a news anchor freezing his balls off.
It is 48 frigid degrees in
It's the
LA
Weather
right now.
Channel.
That's
It's
funny you say
Cadigan.
that. Hey, you see that in my background? Look where I'm at, Bama.
Starbucks.
Starbucks, perfect. Nice.
Starbucks on the corner of Magnolia and
Hey,
Lankershim.
grab me a big cookie and a caramel macchiato.
So, anyways, Tony, give us a sports and tacos, a good old fashioned sports and tacos intro, and we'll kind of dive in.
All right, just let me know when.
Do it. 3, 2, 1. Steak tacos.
Win.
Woo! Hey guys, it's Sunday Fun Day right now. We got all the usual suspects on Sports and Tacos. Yes, yes, yes. We got a lot to talk about today. We got a shotgun. We got a man in the shower. We got a G unit. We got an MLB great. We got a Roll Tide rolled, and you got me. It's he. It's all about the TMP. It is Sunday Fun Day. Let's get this started because we got lots to talk about. There's games to be matched, games to be had, and somebody should be a little mad. But now here we go. Shotgun, let it out.
Woo! Okay, another amazing episode of Sports and Tacos. So, NFL pregame, once again, we're like 3/4 of the way through the season already, which is nuts. And
Yeah, it's like-
it is time to separate the men from the boys, the contenders from the pretenders. So I guess we could dive in to our very first topic because we have Miss Alex G Unit Kinzel with us. Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs G Unit. You guys are 6-6.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I don't feel sorry for you guys. I mean, the man, Mahomes has never even he's never even missed an AFC championship game. So let's start here. Number one, do the Chiefs miss the playoffs? And would they not be the scariest wild card team if they somehow sneak in? What do you think, G Unit? I mean, do you think you guys are going to miss the playoffs for the first time, or are you going to sneak in?
I think we're going to sneak in with a wild card. I do.
Yeah.
We're still dangerous. But I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. We're in survival mode.
Do you think it's just lack of
Unit.
overall talent on the team? I mean, a great quarterback. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just you've won so much that, like, it's just an off year. I don't know. It's just lack of talent on the team. I mean, everybody's kind of aging. Because,
they're
this is one
aging.
thing, and I'll just leave it at this, and I'll let everybody else, chat. I don't know if you guys remember, there's a guy named Era Segan. He was a football coach. I think he coached Notre Dame. And he was asked one time why he liked college more than the pros. And what he said was, in college, the more you win, the better players you get every year. And in the NFL, the more you win, the less good players. You get the last pick of the draft every year. And the Chiefs, I mean, they have probably not drafted higher than 27 in the last 5 years. And I think maybe after 5 years, that maybe starts to take its toll. And that's all I got. That's all I got. Tony, what are your thoughts on the Chiefs?
It was kind of the funny part about this, well, I'm just looking at G Unit's schedule coming up. Wow, losing to the Cowboys kind of really did put a little mark on you. But
Yeah.
you got Houston, you got the Chargers, you got Tennessee, you got Denver at your house, and the last game of the season is the Las Vegas. I think there's opportunity in there, including when Mr. Travis Kelce himself has been scoring a touchdown almost every single game now since your guys' comeback. And, I have hope for you guys. But, one thing I did have a kick on, you're going to love this. After we beat you guys, yes, after we beat you guys,
Yeah.
our radio station, The Fan, they were cracking jokes because they were tuning in to the Kansas City radio. And you know what those radio sports guys were saying?
What?
They were saying they were tired. They were hurt. No, man, they're paid professionals. If you're a paid professional, there's no tired. There's no hurt. You play the
Yeah.
damn game. And they're trying to make excuses for your beloved Chiefs, where you know what? Sometimes the king has to fall, and the fallen is
Yeah.
fallen.
Yeah, the tree is falling. Greg Vaughn, what are your thoughts on freaking the Chiefs?
It's my thoughts when it's on any football team, or to be successful, you have to run. All these guys are dropping back their path. They're not running the football.
Yeah.
I mean, the run leads to wins. I mean, I think to just be in Spencer's head for a minute. He likes the quarterback to drop back 75 times a game, and he likes him to get all his flowers and all his stars, and take all the glory. You can't win like that. You need to win with a physical offensive line and a running back. You know what I mean? Just like Bentley said, I mean, and I love Lamar, but I mean, what makes Lamar special is, how freakish of an athlete he is. The threat to run with the running game, and then now, you can't have, you put 8 men in a box. Now those guys can get open, right? I just think you have to be able to run the football. And perfect example is look at the Bears the other day against
Yeah.
Philly. The Bears against Philly. You look at all the teams that are having success right now. They're running the football. Quarterbacks, it is what it is. They make all the bread. They get the big bag, but there's very few that you can put on your back. Look at Pittsburgh Steelers last week with Rodgers out. They ran the ball twice of what they've been doing all year, and they had success. You have to be able to run the football in the National Football
See,
League.
Gregory, and I
Dan
so
Reeves.
understand what you're saying. But that Thursday night game against the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens, and like you said about Lamar, he has a lot of talent around him. He has a Mark Andrews. He has a soon to be up and coming likely. He has Bateman. He has Flowers.
He has no offensive line.
But it was just one. But you know what? You were 100% correct about when a quarterback steps into play. When Mr. Burrows came back, he made it efficient, and he did a great job. And look what happened. The underdog came through.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Elway took the Broncos to the Super Bowl 3 times in the 80s with nothing. But I mean, still, like, those O linemen, those are like the draft picks that, I mean, when you're drafting the end of every round every year, it starts to kind of show through. Bentley, what are your thoughts on the Chiefs?
I still believe in the Chiefs just this much. And I do believe they will get into the playoffs as a wild card. And I do believe they're going to win a game, at least in the playoffs, at least something. But I still believe in the Chiefs. Look, it was the Cowboys. It's a fluke. It's just the Cowboys. So I will give it to the Chiefs to make a playoff run. They will win a playoff game, and maybe they will. And I don't see them going to Super Bowl, but hey, they're going to be very close when it comes to playoff time, and I do believe they will get in.
So they're going to beat your LA Chargers the first playoff game.
Bama, are you buying? Bama, what are your thoughts on the Chiefs, man? Stick a fork
Yeah,
in
no,
them. Are they
looking at the
done?
schedules. Yeah, looking at the schedules, man. Yeah, the Chiefs have the schedule to get in the playoffs. They should sneak in as
Yeah.
the wild card. I mean, the
Oh,
only real
so
competition for the wild
scary.
card is between either Baltimore, Pittsburgh, or Houston, and they play Houston heads up next week. They can take them out. Like I say, yeah, they'll make the playoffs. But I
The
don't agree with
biggest
Bentley. I
challenge.
think they're one and done once they get the playoffs. They don't win a game.
Got it. So that leads into my next topic, which is kind of the opposite. Okay, are the Bears for real? This is a team that's been drafting in probably the top 10 for at least the last 5 years. And at least the line, just when it comes to linemen, now don't get me wrong, you can have a great quarterback, but man, teams in the NFL or even in college, when your O line and D line can dominate, like you take over the game. If you can run the football and they know you're running the football and they still can't stop it, it sets up so many things. Are the Bears for real? And are we going to see a Bears Broncos Super Bowl?
I
Possibility.
wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far out there, but you know what? The Browns are Browns. I'm sorry. The Bears are very impressive lately. And you know who's been chiming? Their quarterback. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Everybody was against him at the beginning of the season, and now they're all riding his coattails. You know, he has a great backfield, and you know, he has now not one, but two great tight ends now. One is Loveland, the other side is Clement. You know, and their wide receiver core, D Moore. Oh my gosh, he is stepped up, and he's showing all those young bucks.
Yeah, Dunze had, and he's been killing me in
Man,
fantasy.
he's doing. They're just, you know what? Hey, if I had $1 million saying they're going to the
If
playoffs and maybe
I
go deep,
had $1 million.
I would say yes.
Okay, so listen, we'll just because we're on the topic of the Bears before we get to Greg. Literally, dudes, the Bears. Okay, Greg, give me your thoughts on the Bears and just everybody know currently the Chicago Bears are 27-1 to win the whole enchilada.
Wow.
Yeah.
Greg, what's your thought on the Bears and what amount would you be putting, if any, on the Bears to win the whole thing?
0. I think they're going in the right direction. I mean, you have to start somewhere. Who's to say in a couple of years, and I would do the same thing on the Broncos. I would put 0 down that the Broncos are going to win the whole thing.
Oh, that
I know
with
that's
our
what you guys.
defense? No way. Sorry.
So see, now you're talking defense and not quarterback. So now at least we can get on the same page. We can get on the same page. You're talking defense and not quarterback. But I think the Bears are definitely going in the right direction. And you know what? I could be wrong because I mean,
Dude,
look at the parity throughout the league. I think any given Sunday anybody can win. I think it's a proven fact that shoot, you look at some of these odds and you look at some of these games. I went to maybe the worst football game of all time last week, and the Raiders Browns, and I watched the worst play calling I've ever seen by Chip Kelly. He would actually send one guy out on a route, and I would tell my buddy up, I said, "Hey man, he needs to get fired. This is horrible." I mean, and I don't want anyone to lose their job, and then they fired him that night. So, who would have thought? Even with the Raiders defense, they tried to keep him in the game. That the Browns would have won last week. Even as bad as the Raiders are, anybody can beat anybody, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get into that. I was looking at the this is just the Super Bowl odds right now, and I'll get into that after we get through these topics. But it is crazy. I have never seen so much parity that I can remember in the NFL. So, Bentley, what's your thoughts on the Bears?
Bears will make the playoffs, but Caleb will get rattled very easily. So when it comes playoff time, he's going to get rattled. I don't see him lasting a playoff game.
Got it. Bama, Bears, are they for real?
Well, the first thing, the best thing the Bears did, man, was hire their head coach Ben Johnson. He's taken that offensive mind he did from Detroit and brought it over to Cleveland, to Chicago right now. So he's kind of got like a two-headed monster again, like he did with David Montgomery and Gibbs, with Swift and Monangai now. So I like the Bears. I like the direction they're going. They got a tough defense. They'll definitely be in the playoffs this year. As far as doing it all this year, I'm not going to say yes on that right now because I think nobody's going to beat the Rams or the Packers right now in the NFC. But I like where the Bears are going. Heck yeah.
Cool. G Unit. Any thoughts on the Bears?
Selling
Selling?
the Bears. Yeah. Yeah, they're good. I think you're right. They're going in the right path, but no, they don't have what it takes to be one of the big dogs. They're not like the Bills and the Chiefs yet.
You know, okay, this is the thing, especially with lots of sports and with sports gamblers. And I guarantee Vegas makes a fortune on this. Many gamblers live in yesteryear and last year. That's why there's probably people out there that bet the Chiefs every weekend, because it's the Chiefs, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
But like times change, and in the NFL, times are changing really fast.
Yeah.
This year,
Literally,
crap,
dude,
yeah.
you could have a Bears Patriots Super Bowl. Think about that.
Yeah.
If you go back to the preseason, if somebody would have said that, you'd have thought they were insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's that, and that. Okay,
Two
that'll lead-
second-year quarterbacks going head-to-head.
dude, it's nuts. So listen, okay, so those are my only two major topics, and a lot of the games have already been played this week. There's a couple of good games, but I just want to do, like I said, we're 3/4 of the way through the season. Just listen to the odds to win the Super Bowl right now, because it's crazy. Does anybody know? Now, don't Google it. Who the odds on and a heavy odds on favorite to win the Super Bowl is right now?
I have no idea.
The Rams.
I'd
The
say Philly's good.
Rams, dude.
Rams?
The Rams are
Yeah.
4-1.
I would say
Yeah.
Rams are good.
They look
Wow.
good.
But I mean, are the Rams? It's just crazy. Okay,
For
so
the last
Rams,
few weeks, they've been the most consistent team. Yeah.
I mean, I
You
get
have
that.
you have an old-time quarterback in that backfield that is throwing 27 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, and
27.
a few weeks ago when I was going off about the, name what quarterbacks are for sure Hall of Famers right now in the NFL. You got Mahomes, you got Aaron Rodgers. I totally forgot about Stafford. I mean, he's got the one Super Bowl, and when you put his statistics, he's in the Hall of Fame, is he not?
Yeah, Stafford.
Yeah. I'd
Stafford
say
is a
he's
fan
probably-
favorite. The problem with Stafford
Yeah.
is his wife. That's what's put, kind of giving him kind of a bad reputation.
I don't know about that. But
The,
anyways,
the sleeping commercials.
Yeah, so I sleep very comfortable. My wife sleeps around very well. Yeah.
I don't, but even though he's got the one Super Bowl win, when you couple that with his career statistics, I think Stafford's in.
Yeah.
So, but
He's good,
okay.
stat-wise.
So listen, it's Rams 1, Eagles are 9-1. Guess who's number 3? Can anybody doubt again? Tony, don't pull it up on your phone.
The Colts.
I said don't pull it up on your phone. But anyways, the
I
Colts.
didn't pull it up on my phone.
No,
Just guess.
you're guessing? Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's Colts.
So
They got to be the favorite of the AFC. Yeah.
We lost to them too.
You're telling me Danny Dimes is
I'm telling
more
you, Jonathan
favored?
Jonathan Taylor and that defense is the reason why they're the number 1 in the AFC.
I still don't know how the hell the Colts are so good this year. I don't even know where the hell. I mean, they are good. That's for sure.
They ate the Wheaties.
Rams, Eagles, Colts, Packers, Seahawks,
I don't know.
Bills, Patriots, Broncos, Chiefs, Ravens, Lions, Bears, Chargers,
We're the Bills.
Texans, 49ers, Bucks, Jags. Literally any one of these teams, in my opinion, this
We're
year,
the Bills.
the Bills are 12-1. They're behind the Seahawks.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Is it
I can see that right now. Yeah.
okay?
They don't have a
Okay.
defense.
I get that.
Defense is you can't give up 40 points a game and expect to win the Super Bowl.
I've never seen. I guess in the Mahomes era, maybe it's just because the Chiefs are having an off year. I have never seen an odds to win
They
a Super
fell back
Bowl.
to reality shotgun. That's what it is. They
Yeah.
fell back for they actually jumped from that big star way up there, and now they're floating back down to Arrowhead to find out. Oh no, we're at 500. We
The
can
thing
actually not go to a playoff.
The thing that
So are we?
scares-
Can we
Go
say
ahead.
we're? Is this the season? Are we now seeing a change? You think
Yes.
now it's over for KC,
Okay.
Bills?
No.
Ravens, Bengals. You think they're going to be like we're going to have a new generation? Because that's what it looks like this season.
Well,
Oh,
right now, Bentley, the way and you know what? I feel you too, but hey, it's one of those, everybody has one of those years, and unfortunately, these teams that you did mention are having that year. Next year, hey, each one of those could be in the NFC Championship, AFC Championship, both of them facing the Super Bowl. Kansas City just had an off year. Now they're back in. It's
It's
just one
funny.
of
Casey's
those,
off, and
it's
now
a
here
roll
where
of
are
the
the Bills?
dice. Yeah, look at the Bills.
I mean,
Yeah.
From
even
MVP to not.
Yeah.
even Tom Brady missed the playoffs twice in his career, in whatever 20, however many years. You know, so I guess what I'm really thinking here is great players don't always play great. They just play great when they have to. There's no way on earth I would want to play the Chiefs in a
Yeah.
wild card game. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
Yeah.
this ain't the same Chiefs.
It's not the same
I know,
Chiefs.
man, but Mahomes is the type of dude that can put a
But
team on his
his
shoulder.
last few games have shown you all you got to do is get pressure on Mahomes and the team folds up like they did. And
But
But can we
their
go back to
offensive
the
line is not good
Cowboys?
enough to keep them out like that. You
Is
give a
Andy
team a
Reid
good pass rush,
retiring
they're
if they don't
good.
make the playoffs?
What were you going to say, G Unit?
Can we go back to the Cowboys Chiefs game this Thursday, though, and how unfair the calls were?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the headline. The
Is this
officiating.
Hey, wait a minute. Is this a Chiefs fan complaining about calls?
Yes, but it's true.
Yeah, there are
It's
missed
true.
calls. Same with
I
the
mean, this
Lions too.
wasn't just
Yeah.
a loss. This was a lesson in how officiating actually can decide the games.
Oh
It's
my
rigged.
God. Cry me a river, Miss G Unit. Cry the NFL a river.
But there's also one catch. If you're looking back in history, and like we're talking the past, the Cowboys pretty much have owned Thanksgiving for how many years now?
Yes.
It just seems like when you're in Jerry's world, you got all that tryptophan, you're eating it up with that stuffing. My gosh, they're eating the Madden turkey. Nah, man, you
So
just
can we-
can't.
okay, but can we all
You just
agree
can't look
it
at-
is rigged?
yeah.
The officiating this last two seasons now is just getting worse than ever. So it is. Can we
Okay,
all?
Yeah,
so
it's
Bentley, you agree with me?
It's
You
oh
agree.
yeah. That's for everybody though. This should
Okay.
be not just KC. Like, hey guys, all the games now. There's some kind of funny something primetime rigging going on, and I do believe, unfortunately, the NFL and Goodell, it's rigged now. Yeah,
That's
See,
what
for
I think
instance,
too.
we're
That goes for
going there.
everybody.
Oh, look at the Indianapolis game. The game was already over for the Broncos. The zeros are on the clock, and then they throw a penalty, and then they kicked it and won the game because of that penalty. Where
Yeah.
we didn't even see it. We could have been right now 10-1.
Greg Vaughn. You there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to go over the Super Bowl odds real quick. So, okay, let's do some long shots. So the Texans right now are 30-1. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I think the Texans have the best defense in the NFL, even better than the Broncos.
They do.
And that's a scary. Would you throw anything on the Texans at 30-1 just for the heck of it? And don't get me wrong, but defense does win championships. They do have a good to great quarterback. Could the Texans and right there with them, the Niners, the Bucks, and the Jags. All those teams. Your Niners are 30-1 also. Now I don't know if it's a year where the Niners are going to win it all, but any one of these teams, all those teams, Texans, 49ers, Bucks, Jags, any of those teams can beat any other team any given Sunday right now. And they're 30-1. So of those teams, Texans, 49ers, Bucks, Jags, okay, and I'll even throw the Chargers in there. Would you throw any money on any of them?
I would throw it on the Texans
Yeah.
over all the teams you just said. I mean, they have a great defense. They've been playing with, their guys in and out of the lineup. The quarterbacks miss a lot of games, and they're getting healthy at the right time. And that defense is carrying them. So that takes a load off the quarterback. And they are starting to run the ball. So like I said, when you can run the ball, man, it makes life a lot easier. But it goes back to, I mean, look how good Gibbs is. You know what I mean, for Detroit. Until their coach stops taking points off the board and going for every fourth down, they will never win a game because they lose by 1 point every single week, and they could have kicked 3 field goals. I don't understand the NFL. I really don't understand what is, you know, what's the shame in taking
Fundamentals.
3 points. I don't get it. And
Fundamentals.
at least you have momentum. It's positive. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like the game yesterday. Why would you go for 2 points? 2 point conversion that means nothing. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't get. I mean, I don't want to say this nerds, but they got nerds up there with computers typing out a
Hmm.
bunch of data that's never played the game, doesn't know what it's like, doesn't know what having momentum, having the crowd behind you, is like, and they just punch in computers and say, oh,
Yeah.
out of all the games over the course of of the history of the NFL, this has worked. But that's not today. You have to have a feeling for your team. And I know I'd rather have 3 points and be positive than get zero, get nothing,
Yeah.
and short side the field. It kills me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill
Yeah.
Parcells had an old saying, and that was never, ever, ever take points off the board. Think about how many football games are decided by 3 points or less in the NFL. You know what I'm
Every
saying?
week, every week they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Never.
tell you what, the Packers got lucky the other day. They lucky that he made that catch, and they didn't call holding on that offensive lineman, to seal the deal. Or that game's going to overtime. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just,
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
I don't get it.
But here's the
for
thing: going for it
instance, the
on fourth.
Broncos KC game.
Look, going for it on fourth. It's the greatest high in the world when you get it. And I think that's one of the reasons these guys are doing it because it's like, all right, we didn't get no points. But if you keep going for it on fourth and you do get it, I mean, it's entertaining to watch. And second, the morality of the team when you get it on that fourth. I mean, these guys are high. I mean, it's probably the greatest feeling.
You know what?
Like
And then when you
super high.
When you
and you
get
know
back
what?
to
When your
stage,
defense played its ass off and you go down there and you don't get any points,
Yeah.
you're like, holy shit. So that's
Yeah.
the high is the high and the low is the low.
It's like you're
But just like
gambling.
Spencer said, though, I mean, these teams are losing by 1 and 2 points. If you go back and just do your homework and look at all the scores, they lose by 1 or 2 points. You go and look at over the course of the game, how many times they did not kick a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you take I mean, if you take the 12 points, you just 3 field goals. Take 9 points, you win the game.
all right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so we're just going to talk about 2 weeks ago when Kansas City came into the Bronco land. Our quarterback hit, or our kicker kicked 5 for 5, and also the winning field goal. So I don't know what these coaches are thinking. 3 points is 3 points. 3 points can win the game, which it did in the last seconds of the game, where we didn't have to go into overtime. I believe 3 points. That's why, once again, Greg, I do agree with you. The Detroit Lions may go to the playoffs. They won't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you can't be on your own 40, 4th and 3. You know what I mean, and go for it. I mean, that's an automatic 3 points you're giving to the other team if they take it, right? You have to play football. I mean, he's a football guy. I understand being macho and we're physical, but man, what's wrong with taking 3 points? I mean, it's a morale booster. It's positive. I just
You
think,
pay a kicker for a reason.
yeah, and I just think it's the same thing in baseball. You have these
Yeah.
guys that have never played trying to tell you that numbers dictate. No, players dictate who wins the game or not. Good coaching dictates who wins the game, not the analytic folder that says, "Hey, 4th and 3, 70% of the country, when they go for it, they get it. Man, kick the field goal."
Yeah, and that was stupid. But you're talking the Philly game yesterday when Philly went for the 2 pointer on that. Why would you killed the game right there? You used to have three or
Killed the
four minutes left
game.
in the game. You get it. It's still a one-score game if you kick the extra point. You got the crowd behind you. The other team's nervous now. I mean, that game would have turned out completely different probably had he have just kicked the
But
field goal or the extra point right
he's
there.
another
Yeah,
one. He's another one
yeah,
that
yeah.
I think.
Sirianni too.
Yeah,
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 Sirianni Campbell, man. Yeah,
yeah. He has great players, and they have excelled. They built a great roster, but he gets out coached every week. He gets
yep.
out coached every week. You got Saquon. I mean, I know he fumbled a week ago. Give the man the ball. I mean, give the man the ball.
Dude, with
Uh,
that
uh,
defense and that running game, like, what are they doing? Yeah, what are they doing?
You know, but they're going back to the Spencer world, though. Let's make it about the quarterback.
Okay, hey, real quick, Tony. I just want to get your thoughts on this because maybe you might make somebody some money. Chargers, Texans, Niners, Bucks, Jags. Of any of those teams, you're gonna throw any money on any of them to be a long shot to win the whole enchilada.
The whole thing, huh?
The whole
You have to pick
enchilada.
one, T. You have to pick one.
So
You
the
have to pick.
Chargers are 30-1, Texans are 30-1, Niners are 30-1. The Bucks are 35-1. That is no respect. And the Jaguars are 45-1.
On this one, once again, I always talk about people being healthy. This one, I'll say 49ers is the creeper because, you still got Jennings out there. You got a running back that is the leading wide receiver in the whole NFL. And plus, he's a running back
That's
too.
because we can't throw it longer than 10 yards down the field.
And then you got Ayuk getting ready to come back. Your defensive line is almost healthy. I think the creeper out of that one would probably be San Francisco 49ers.
I hope you're right, T. I hope you're right, but
I'm-
I just think we have too many injuries, man. I mean, our heart
But
and
you guys
soul.
are all coming back now. That's
Well,
the
no,
thing.
Warner's gone for the year. Bosa's out for the year. I
Yeah.
mean, that's our heart and
Yeah,
soul. You know what I mean?
You do got
We
hurt,
got
but
some injuries
but
on
for-
the defense, but
but for the record that you guys are, man, you're 8-4. You guys definitely have potential, and I call you guys a creeper
Well,
because
yeah, I hope you're right. But did you
well, I
see
mean,
Purdy
I
last?
agree with that
Did you
offense,
see
man.
Purdy
You
last
got
week?
like
I mean, that was horrible. That was absolutely horrible last week.
yeah.
you hung yourself on that. Yes, your team hung yourself on that one. But man, on the most part, man, you guys got a team, and then you got Captain DeGlore on there. You got Little, you got freaking whichever running quarterback you're gonna run, and you got the man himself, number 23. Man, I still think
What
you
about
guys have potential.
And you know what? And that's the
so
smart thing about it. We were talking about it earlier, right? They put the ball in their best player's hand, and I don't think enough teams do that. You're just talking about Philly. Give the ball to Saquon, and then AJ Brown will get open, right? Because they got
Yep.
to creep those guys up to the line. The Broncos. I'll take your Broncos. You're absolutely right. The reason the Broncos, you can say the quarterback, no, it's because they run the ball.
yeah.
When they run the ball, the
Oh
Broncos
yeah.
have success. It's just like anything else. When you can't run the
Right.
ball, you're in trouble, dude. I don't care who you are. Because if a
Why
guy has,
why
Yeah.
not why
because
not
if the
give the ball to Mac Jones?
Yeah, but to
because
be predicted all the
there's two
time.
hundred
Oh, they're
million
gonna,
million
and
dollar
they just
reasons
brought the
why.
linebackers.
190 million guaranteed money.
You play to win the game.
Yeah.
Play to win the game.
190
Give Mac
million.
Jones the
Hey,
ball.
yeah, you might get your general manager fired for that one because the owner's gonna be like,
Hey, gentlemen and ladies, it's the funny part. Speaking of the 49ers, dude, they got a cold one today, 33 degrees in Cleveland, and the
Woo!
over and under on this is 35. What do you guys think, over or under?
over.
Over.
Over. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Over.
thought so too, because Sanders is going to be on point and on fire.
Well, slow, pump your brakes, dude.
No. I mean, no. I'm not for him. Trust me. I'm not a CU fan. I'm a CSU fan.
He's gonna get sacked like 12 times.
But I
Boy,
think the
dude.
49ers is going to get this is a good step up for them.
Niner
It is. It's a
defense.
good test. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go watch that game as we speak.
Bentley, give me a long shot. So Chargers, Texans, Niners, Bucks, Jags. You see any of these teams making a run, making it to the Super Bowl and possibly winning?
Jags.
Yeah.
Bentley
Yeah.
could come off with some
I mean,
with the craziest things ever, dude.
they got a defense. They kind of got a. I mean, at 45-1, you put
If
$100
Trevor's
on
hot, you could.
anything.
You guys are missing the obvious one there.
Which
You
one?
got ET.
When you're talking about teams getting healthy and getting ready, if the Tampa Bay Bucks in that group, man, why would you not? You're getting Bucky Irving's getting back. You got Godwin coming back right there. If Baker didn't break his shoulder last week, they might be okay there. The defense is middle of the road.
You said
I mean, if you got anybody to put
if
anything on, I'd go
oh,
with Baker
but Bucky's
Mayfield on the
coming
Bucs.
back, thank God. Jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you hope it does. Yeah.
He's killing my fantasy. I mean, everybody
Yeah.
I have on my fantasy team has been out for the year. Didn't play 8 games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same, Greg.
I know
Same.
the feeling. Greg.
Concussion. I get T. Higgins for 2 games out.
Try having Mike Evans, and when he finally came back from his injury, he hurts himself.
Yeah.
Man,
So,
that broke my heart.
okay. I only saw 2 games today that interest me. Texans at Colts. Colts are favored by 3. What are our thoughts on that game? I want to take the Texans plus the 3 with that defense and kind of put my money where my mouth is. The Texans, okay, just like we were talking about with odds to win the Super Bowl. The Texans go in and beat the Colts in Indy today.
Division game, very possible. Yeah.
I mean, that is even bigger case for the Texans getting way more respect than they have been all of a sudden and getting hot in the end. So if I had to put $1 million on this game, and I don't necessarily believe, I believe they're a great team. I don't believe in Danny Dimes. You know, he's never really shown me anything in big games. He's never even really been in too many big games. So give me the Texans. Tony, the Greek. You got to put $1 million on Texans at Colts. Colts favored by 3. Who you taking, Tom?
I'm taking the Colts, giving the 3.
Really?
And also the maybe MVP NFL Player of the Year, Mr. Jonathan Taylor, is going to show up this defense that you guys are saying that's so great. We'll see how that stands. Then you still got Michael Pittman Jr. in the air. You know, I like dimes. I like dimes. You cut that in half, that's 2 nickels. If you add 2 nickels again, you got a dime. Let's do this.
Great. Yes, 5. Yeah, you're right. If you cut a dime in half, you got 2 nickels. If you put them back together, you got a dime again.
You got a dime again. That's
Crazy. My mind
All
is.
right, so you
my
owe me
mind is
450 tacos, Spencer. You have Houston, and I'll give you the 3. We'll bet 50. You'll be 500 by the end of the day.
All right, we'll do it. You're on. I was looking
You're
at the
on.
Hey,
America,
listen,
you heard it.
I was looking at the Taco Bell gift cards just the other day. We'll start thinking about the charity. Greg Vaughn, any thoughts on Texans, Colts favored by 3?
I think the Colts will win at home. I mean, I think it'll be a good game, but I think I mean, that's a tough place to win, you know, to go in and win at. It's a division game, their defense, but once again, that he's not relying on Danny Dimes. He's relying on his offensive line and Jonathan Taylor, and then he's relying on Danny Dimes to make the throws and keep the game alive. You know, when he has to scramble, you know, to prolong a play, but he's relying on JT and an offensive line to win him this game, and it's going to be physical.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Bentley, you got any thoughts on Texans and Colts?
Texans giving them the win. It's a division game, and they're going to have the defense to shut them down.
That's what because when you play good defenses, eventually you're going to face 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, and great quarterbacks pick up those first downs. Not great quarterbacks don't. So that's my only thinking there. And I guess maybe Daniel Jones does end up becoming a better than good quarterback this year, but he's never proven it to me since, or before. So we'll see. You could say the same thing about Darnold. You could say the same thing about, honestly, about Purdy or Mac Jones.
You're leaving one guy out of there. You always leave one guy out of there.
Darnold. So who is that? I got Darnold. I got Danny Dimes. I got Mac Jones.
Bama, he leaves one guy out all the time, doesn't he?
But these are guys. What I'm talking about here, guys that have been in the league a while.
Yeah, right. He leaves that one guy out every single time.
Who?
He already has.
Who is it?
Oh, Mr. Nix. You leave him out all the time.
Well,
you got that shrine up already, Mr. Nix.
That's a little different category. just because Nick's is
what?
he's
Over
class
Purdy?
of two. Listen,
Whoa. Over
well,
Purdy?
here, listen. What I'm saying here is Purdy. This is what his fourth. Is this his fourth year in the league? I think it's 4 or 5, right?
How many NFC championship
I know
games did
that's
they
where
get
I'm going with this. Is like
to?
Danny Dimes has been around a while. Purdy's been around a while. Sam Darnold's been around a while. Baker Mayfield has been around a while. And it's not often, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, all these dudes, it's their second year. They're still kind of getting the feel a little bit for the NFL. Not often have you seen somebody go and become a star in year 5. So that's why I'm not necessarily a believer in Darnold, in Danny Dimes, in any of these dudes to do anything major, like take that team to the Super Bowl. But that's just me.
But they're winning right now, Shotgun. That's
they
are.
are.
They're winning.
Hey, listen. The Vikings were winning with Sam Darnold last year. Were they?
And they're
not?
losing because he's gone.
Winning
And they're
with
losing
Seattle.
because he's gone. Because
they
went out. They went out and got one of these young guys that you guys think that are so gifted, and they can't win a game.
If he was God's gift to football, would the Vikings have drafted J.J. McCarthy? Why would
Well, they
he
didn't
still
know
be a
that.
Viking?
They didn't know that at the time because that was his first year starting there too, right? So
yeah, but he had a lot of success.
it was his first year starting though, also there.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you could go back and they would trade J.J. McCarthy to whoever would take him to keep Sam Darnold.
I guess I'm just saying is show me. Danny Dimes has got to show me that he can be
And
a
Brock
next
Purdy too. Don't forget you said Brock Purdy too.
and Purdy and Darnold.
Even though
Even Baker.
Purdy's done something that no other young quarterback has ever done.
No,
I think his resume, I mean, in his first 3 years is probably the best ever. I mean, for his first 3 years in the league, no other quarterback has done what he has done.
Other than Tom Brady.
No, his first 3 years in the league.
Didn't Brady have a couple Super Bowls from being a 6th-round draft pick by this time?
No. We said the first 3 years. You're talking about, right? The first 3 years in the
Yeah,
league.
Tom Brady won the Super Bowl in his 2nd and 3rd years as a 6th-round draft pick. Brady's the only guy that can say things that Purdy's been saying.
Yeah, so I think you need to redo your list for all that our listeners out there because they're going to think you started drinking early in the morning and you put you put Purdy. You put Purdy on a list that even Darnold. I mean, Darnold is.
I'm not saying I can't become a believer in Danny Dimes or Darnold. It's just until they show me a deep playoff run, until they can consistently win big games. Neither of them, and to their defense, neither of them have ever been in too many big games. Because today's a big game.
But you put Purdy in there. You got to take him off your list.
Yeah.
You got to take him off your list.
Purdy and Knicks don't belong on the same list, man. Yeah.
Get him, Greg. Get him.
Okay, Purdy goes on. You're right. That's true. That is kind of unfair. Purdy has to win a Super Bowl. He's already a great quarterback. He's just not necessarily, to me, elite.
Okay,
so
I have a question
thing.
for you. So what is Bo? Excuse me. What is Mr. Nix?
Well, he's 2nd year. So he's the same.
No. I know that. I didn't ask how old he was. I said, what is he?
Right now, he, on a scale of 1 to 10, Bo Nix is a solid 8.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But you saw those comebacks earlier this year. I mean, those were John Elway-esque comebacks. You know what I'm saying? That Giants game.
Hey, Tony, you know what? Tony, you know what I love about you, Tony? You are a diehard Broncos fan. I mean, you pull for your teams, but you have some common sense. You know what I mean? You don't start drinking the Kool-Aid at 7 in the morning. You know what I mean?
Coke Zero.
Yeah, Coke Zero. See?
That's funny.
Spence probably has a brown bag on his table over there, and he's talking about Bo Nix.
Okay.
He's
with Bo Nix. He's a 2nd-year man, and he's doing very well of what he's accomplishing. The only thing he could do is better.
Yes, thank you.
It's just one of those. It's Bo Nix, and I understand.
Tony's biting his tongue. He wants to say what Spencer was saying.
No, I know he wants to agree.
I do want Bo Nix on my wall, my poster, and little X's and O's. But yeah, hey, speaking of We gotta go through some picks there, Shotgun.
No, yeah, we do. I guess just my last statement on that is the defense has bailed Bo Nix out of a lot of stuff this year, but he's also bailed the team out of a lot of stuff. And he's a second-year player. That's my only thing. I'll leave it at that. The Darnolds, I'll take Purdy off the list. Darnold, Danny Dimes, they're all year 5 guys. Show me something.
Hey, you know what? Sports and Talk goes with a dedicated 5 minutes to Bo Nix every Sunday morning.
Yeah, Bo Nix had to sponsor the show, man.
No,
So he definitely gets
the
his
number
love.
one.
I will reach out. Believe me. Okay. So Texans, Colts, Bama, real quick. Did we get your thought on Texans, Colts?
No, you didn't, but I agree with everybody. I feel like Jonathan Taylor's gonna bounce back from last week's game. I mean, they had the Chiefs beat, let it get away. They'll be there at home this week. Texans, defense number one. 5 against the rush, but no. Danny Dimes doesn't make the mistake that Bo Nix won in the fourth quarter, and the Colts win it by more than 3.
G Unit, you got any thoughts on Texans and Colts?
I've got the Texans going because of
Yeah,
CJ Stroud.
you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's good.
you do.
He's looking good out there. Stroud's looking good out there. But I hope that we obviously beat them in this next week's game.
That's probably not going to happen, but that's okay. So Bills, the only other game I saw, Bills favored by 3 at Old Man Rogers and the Steelers.
Yeah. Hey, it's a huge game for the Steelers, man. Yeah, huge game for them because they watched Baltimore get their butt whooped. So they know now they can jump right back in that division lead.
Let's start
Opportunity.
with Greg Vaughn. Bills -3 at Steelers. Who you taking, Greg?
I would say the Steelers if the Steelers run the ball. But if they try to put on Aaron Rodgers, I think it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I think, and you got to remember now, you're getting it's snow everywhere. It's cold. I mean, you have to be able to run the ball. I would say the Steelers can win if they run the ball. I mean, with that 2-headed monster they got back there, but if they're going to rely on Aaron Rodgers, I go Bills.
So if you had, again, if you had to put $1 million on that today, what are you taking?
Well, since I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers, I'll probably take. I love Tomlin though, even though I know Bentley doesn't. But I would take. I would take probably the Bills, but their defense scares me, man. They can't stop anybody.
Yeah, it could be a barn burner. Could be a 45.
I'll take the over. How about that? I'll take $1 million on the over.
There you go.
What
is the over?
Yeah, 45.5 is the over.
That take the one team might go over on that.
I'll take the over
all day. That's the bet of the day right there. Is take the over on that. Tony,
Bills
Tony
need
the Greek.
this game. That's for sure to make a statement.
Bentley, what's your thoughts? You Bills, but they got to win by 4 or more to get paid.
They'll win by 3, if anything. That's it. And they are struggling, and they need this game.
So Bentley's betting on a push.
Yeah, they need this.
That'd probably be good odds if you could bet on a tie. A push.
I wonder if there is a side wager like in soccer. Can't you bet on a tie?
Yeah, the draw.
Get 10-1 on an exact push.
Oh, cute.
Tony the Greek. Tony the Greek. What's your thought?
Well, I know the Steelers are struggling and everything, and Aaron Rodgers is finally coming back. Hoping they're going to be running the game, as they say, pound town. But nah, man, I'm taking the Buffalo Bills. They have a lot to prove. Their quarterback, he doesn't remember being in second and third place since he was probably a rookie. So he's used to first, and I think he's going to come back and come into first because they got to chase those New England Patriots. I'll give the 3. Go Bills.
Take the Bills. Got it. G Unit, you got any thoughts on Bills and Steelers?
Bills all day. Josh Allen is why I'm winning in my fantasy league right now.
Nice. And that, guys, that's, because most of the games have already been played because it's Thanksgiving week. That's basically all I got. Tony, what is Tony the Greek's Bama? Give me a drum roll. Yep. Tony the Greek's pick of the day. And here, real quick, I haven't even checked. Did you hit or miss your pick of the week last week?
We didn't. I hit it. But I didn't get to stay on national TV.
No, I know that, but it was it the Dolphins?
I hit it.
I wrote it down.
I actually hit it by a touchdown.
Oh, sweet. Okay, good.
That's what I was worried about, but I hit it.
Which game?
Good. Good.
It was the New England game.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Tony the Greek, what is your pick of the day for everyone wanting to make money out in the sports world today?
I think this team has something to prove because everybody's against them, and they're saying for being a number one, they're the worst number one. I have Denver going into Washington Commanders and Pound Town. I will give the -6. And you know what?
Homer
the over
Simpson,
42 and a
baby.
half, I like it. But nope, all day long, Denver Broncos and that mighty defense. Plus, somebody said maybe Surtain might be a showing today. And, we're looking good, man. We're leading in sacks in all of NFL. We are number one in the third down. We're number one in the red zone. And you know what? They got a banged up Washington defense, banged up Washington offense all day long. Washington, the Broncos are coming.
I like it. Here's my only issue with that game today is on paper, we should easily win this game by a touchdown. But if you go back a couple weeks, we literally only scored 10 points against the Raiders. So
rivalry, brother. I'm sorry. That's a rivalry. It's when the Raiders, if they've only won one game in the whole season, they want to probably do it against the Broncos or Kansas City Chiefs.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that's rivalry.
I mean, I get that, but 10. I'm really hoping that the Broncos are up for this game. It's East Coast. It's early. I could see it being one of those games where
it's at 6 o'clock, bro.
It's the night game.
Oh, it's the night game? I'm sorry.
Yes,
I figured this was going to be an early game. That's the Sunday night game?
Yeah.
Pretty crappy, huh? Well, it's supposed to be Jaden Daniels, not Mariota.
It was supposed to be Jaden versus Bo.
Can't they flex? Why couldn't they flex one of these other
There's
games
not
to
much
be
else
in
to
the night
flex today,
game?
man. It's
Yeah,
a
they
pretty
should've done
crappy
that.
weekend.
Redskins
Yeah,
are
a lot of the
boring.
games already played on Thursday and
Thursday.
Friday. Were
I
the
know,
games.
but you
Yeah.
can flex the Texans, Colts, or Bills, Steelers.
Are you
for
complaining about
Sunday.
playing at 5 o'clock? You just complaining about playing at 10 o'clock. Which one? I think they should call you next year and say what time the Broncos should play.
I think they should, honestly. I really think that
You
me and
got to have
Sean
Bo Nix by
Payton-
speed dial by now.
They
Man,
gotta
Man,
be
be
Sean-
talking about Sunday
Pandy.
night games, though. They gotta make them more entertaining. That's for
Dude,
sure.
what is that?
Like a
Flex it,
must.
man. That is horrible. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Broncos being on primetime, but not against the Commanders without Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And their
Greg,
wide receiver, Scary Terry.
He's back.
He's back.
anybody know who is the Commanders' backup? quarterback?
Mariota.
Blah.
That's why I think Debo Samuels might have a little heyday today. But I don't know. We'll see what
Commanders are
happens. But our
one-dimensional. It's
defense-
Dan Quinn. They've been exposed. They're not going anywhere after this now.
Mr.
All right,
Positive, Mr. Bentley. There he is.
Greg Vaughn. Hey, Greg Vaughn, you got a pick of the day for the world?
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of them a second ago. Hold on.
What do you think? What's your number one? Your lead
I know I
pipe
have to get back on my
Rock
app.
it
Hold
up.
on real quick.
championship pick of the day. So
My
And-
championship pick of the day is a lot of points being given up today.
I know.
I don't like
I,
our
I,
Rams
I would,
game
I
with
would
the
have to
10.
go. I would have to go with the Broncos also.
Yeah, that's a smart pick. I feel like, yeah.
That just scares me. But
You
maybe a
make
tough
me and
game
you
for
think
Sunday.
way too much alike. That's awesome.
It is. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't bet with our heart. Like some of these other people. You know what I mean? We don't bet with our heart.
Spencer over there. Mr. Dow 450 tacos.
But what I like though, I like Falcons going into New York Jets. Jets, man, they're just waiting for the first round draft pick.
Falcons ain't got that much either.
Yeah, but they got
Okay.
Bijan, man. That boy is a
Let's-
beast. And
Man,
then they
okay,
also
let's-
got Mooney and all of them too.
It's supposed to be
Let's
raining too up there. So
Yeah, it's
Let's
gonna be a
finish-
good.
hey.
It's gonna be Pound Town.
Listen, let's finish with this because we'll dive into this next week, and that is the college football playoff. I don't want to get too into it, but okay, you're just talking about the Jets and how they're sucking. All of a sudden, early in the season, Arch Manning, everybody's like, "This dude, who is this guy?" He's starting to come into his own Do you agree or disagree? Bama.
Pass.
Pass?
No.
Bama. You buying or selling?
He needs at least another year or two in college for sure.
Tony, buying or selling Arch Manning?
He's got to stay. Do not
more
jump
year?
out in that pond. You'll get eaten up. Stay back in
Yeah.
college. Learn more.
Bentley.
Understand the game. Understand the defenses. Just
Man,
don't guess it.
You're starting to see the Manningisms come out of him.
No,
You know.
not even close yet.
Not yet. He's too young.
Just
I
because he
know,
beat
but-
A&M at home, don't put him as Bo Nix on a pedestal now.
So that's where I'm going with this, like with the Jets and the Raiders. Like without Arch Manning, I mean, is there any John Elways coming out? If he doesn't,
Jesus
that I know of?
Christ.
Shouldn't even be in the conversation. He won't even be invited to the Heisman ceremony, man.
Yeah,
I know,
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter. You're buying the
you
DNA.
got Saying from Ohio State. You got my boy Simpson from Alabama doing well. You got
the boy from Indiana, the left
Indiana's
cow.
doing good right there.
And
Oregon's got a good one.
he's probably the number one pick.
Yeah,
The dude from Indiana. He's
Yeah,
6'5",
yeah.
can run, and he's smart. He's probably the first pick in the draft. And don't count out the boy from USC either.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you have some quarterbacks. I mean, he's way down the list, but like you said, he's a baby. See, you're doing that to him what you do to Bo Nix. You know what I mean? You already put him in the Hall of Fame. You already gave him the Heisman Trophy.
I'm just saying, like, there's that suck for, certain years. There's probably teams that tank a little bit for certain quarterbacks. I just don't see any quarterbacks.
Nobody's tanking for Arch Manning this year, brother.
That's what I'm saying.